take one Arctic wilderness, insert 8 young adventurers, and freeze at -40 degrees for 3 weeks. It's a recipe for tension, trauma and triumph. Each night the team get the chance to record a personal video diary, giving us the chance to find out what's really going down in the Arctic.
Hello, video diary. Hello. Hi everybody.
Hello, it's Matt here. It's day one, isn't it? We're here. We're finally here.
The Sirius Arctic team have journeyed to the top of the world, to the icy wasteland of northern Canada. They always knew it was going to be cold, but temperatures of -20 on arrival was still a real shock to the system.
Honestly, I can't explain just how cold it is out here.
If you stay still for literally 5 minutes, your toes just freeze. My nose at the moment is totally numb.
I didn't think like the cold would be so I can't really explain it, but like bitter on your skin.
This is going to be like really hard. It's just going to be seriously cold, and we're just going to like we got to do everything right, and if not, then we could put ourselves in danger.
For the first week, the team was staying on the frozen sea in a large tent while they trained for their main expedition. It was far from luxurious, and they quickly discovered there were no loos inside.
Oh, the toilets were awful.
The toilet?
Well, hey.
I wasn't too worried about it. And then we saw, and it's just like a block of ice that you have to sit behind.
It's a bucket with a bin bag in it.
That's gonna stink.
No, it won't stink because it all freezes.
Oh yeah.
See, it's clever.
We were all a bit miffed because when we got told about the toilet situation, we weren't very
You
happy.
don't want any pee in here, so you go and pee in the pee spot and come and poo here. Yeah?
If you need a pee and poo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to pee first. Pee first, then poo.
Alright.
Yeah?
Oh, it's gonna be a hard one.
There's like a special one for like number 2, and then like a bigger block, and then for others like just like a tiny little one for like number 1.
I'm not sure if it's a P for P or a B for Ben.
Well, it was meant to be a P, but it got a bit blobby. I couldn't control myself, so it's a P, and a P marks the spot for the boys, all right?
At first we were like, no way, we're not doing that. But we all like helped each other out, and we all decided to actually brave it and go to the toilet. And it was actually really funny because we were all like having a right laugh about it. Actually, when you sat on the toilet, as you can hear outside, there's loads of people going past on their skidoos, and we were sat on the toilet and someone drove past while we were having a wee. So Jenny jumped up really quick and she was like, oh no, 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 they've just seen me, oh no. She was like panicking loads.
We're now in the Arctic, and it's a very serious environment, because if you get things wrong, you're going to suffer the consequences.
To kick off training, leader Ben highlighted the dangers of getting frostbite in the extreme cold.
There's the next stage, all right?
I'm not too pleased actually about one of the lectures that Ben gave us about all the frostbite. It scared me, that. Looks pretty vicious to me.
Okay. If you want to go to ultra extremes...
Ben shows us pictures of these people like with frostbite and their fingers and like toes were just like mangled and just like ugh. I'm getting a bit worried in case they get any frostbite or anything.
I hope there's no chance we're ever going to get any of that, because that looks nasty, real nasty, that.
During the expedition, the team will be travelling more than 100 miles by dog sled, so they had to learn to handle the animals. The rare Canadian Inuit dogs are bred to be working animals, not pets, and they're very strong.
They're very heavy too.
I don't really like dogs, but I was alright with them. They're quite big, quite intimidating, but once you go up to them and stroke them, they're really quite tame and playful, they're really nice.
They've got the image that they bite you and run off and go crazy, but these ones are real nice. They just like come up to you and you can stroke them and everything, and they just don't care. They're real cool, real nice dogs.
there's only 250 left in this world, and to be able to be with them is just amazing.
The team are responsible for harnessing around 8 of the dogs to each sled.
Tuffy, right here.
They needed firm handling to control them and stop them fighting with each other.
Down!
I don't really like the way you have to be so strict with them, because you have to show that you're a master, because they are working dogs, and like you can't get too friendly with them.
Whoa! Down!
I had the most amazing day today. We did all this husky training and it was absolutely amazing.
Me and Courtney were with Matty, the lady who has all the huskies, and she was brilliant. She showed us how to do everything. We got some really good tips on how to like steer the sledges and everything, so that was really fun.
How you dogs are doing well.
Well done, good dogs!
You'll find it easier jumping off than on. Put your hands on the box and just kind of pounce off. That's it. Isn't that easy? Oh!
We had to jump off and then jump back on or back. So funny.
That's it. That's it. Back up. Whoa!
Can't describe how much I love that. It's got to be the best thing I've ever done in my life. Like, we were zooming along like 40 miles an hour. Well, what seemed like to be 40 an hour, and the sled, and man, it's the only way you can view this place. The only way. It's just absolutely amazing.
No way.
After a couple of days training in the Arctic, the group were all getting on together really well, with 3 of the girls particularly close.
I think me, Alex and Courtney are getting on really well, and sometimes Jenny doesn't really seem to want to get involved or anything. I don't know what it is, but I hope she doesn't think we're leaving her out, because we're always trying to include her, but sometimes she just seems like she feels a bit left out or something. I'm not sure.
When the team was split up into buddy pairs to look after each other for the rest of the trip, Courtney wasn't too happy to be paired with Jenny Lynn.
Now, I like Jenny Lynn, but I was disappointed that I got put with her, because, I mean, yeah, I'm really good friends with Alex and Emily. Maybe more Alex, but I like the both of them a lot.
Right.
And she was being a bit girly when we had to do the thing. We had to put your hands in her armpit, which was gross, you know, obviously.
Right there. My hand there.
She was being a bit, you know, oh no, I'm too ticklish, which was getting slightly annoying, but what can you do?
I hope I don't annoy people, because I know that like when I get excited I can get overexcited sometimes, but I don't want to annoy people, and if I do I hope that they tell it to me to my face, because I won't be offended or anything.
If I was in school with her, I probably wouldn't be friends with her, to be honest. You know, gotta say it if it's true.
Meanwhile, some of the group was starting to think about other sorts of relationships.
I actually like Emily quite a bit, and I heard that she likes me.
I've got the impression that, well, I think everyone has, that Lewis likes Emily more than Emily likes Lewis, but that's quite sad because they're so nice, both of them, really nice people.
I think he's really nice, and yeah, I do like him, but to be honest with you, for the show I'd rather us just be friends, because I want to get on with it, and I haven't come here to find a boyfriend. That's not obviously why I've not come here. I've come here because this is something that I really want to do.
But I'm kind of a bit angry about that, because I've just wanted to be able to hug up with her and stuff, but she's like, I don't know, we both said that we wouldn't like let it get involved with the Arctic, like the expedition and stuff, but I don't see how it could do any harm really.
I don't want to be all like have to act serious in front of him or anything. I'm just not into that. So yeah, I don't know how he thinks of it, but I think I'd rather have it just as all friends, because that'd be a lot cooler.
Happy birthday, dear Fabian. Happy birthday to you.
It's Fab's birthday today, and I think he's had a bit of a mixed day really. He seemed really upset this morning. He was crying, and I just hope he feels like he's had a nice birthday, because It'd be a real shame if he hadn't enjoyed it.
I've just been like really weepy today and like unable to speak to other people.
Is he gone? Oh yeah, we're making jelly for Fab's birthday. So that'll be good. It's lemon and lime. Sounds really gorgeous. I haven't had jelly in ages. I don't usually eat jelly, but it's a treat, you know, because you're out in the Arctic. So really good. I want to see his face. Can't wait to see it because I don't think he suspects.
Make a wish.
Of course, I got him a little card. It's his birthday today. What a birthday! Going out on husky dog slides. Excellent.
I didn't really enjoy this day as much as I expected it to be. I was missing my creature comforts.
I've just been my mum and dad and my brother.
Right. But it's only the second day. It's like we've been here for like weeks.
Oh,
It's alright. It's because they're thinking about you.
Husky training got more challenging through the week in preparation for the much rougher terrain they'll encounter on the main expedition.
Stay with it. And it's away. Okay.
We've had an absolutely amazing day today. It was totally different to yesterday because yesterday we went quite like just on flat land and today we went on the really, really bumpy land and we went right up into the mountain and everything and it was absolutely beautiful.
sometimes it helped push the sleigh up and up the mountains, and sometimes like it was really fast drops, and on such a rush I was screaming like a girl. I mean, I know I am a girl, but still, don't need to scream like one.
Come on, Matt, quick!
At one point, Matt and Fabian were completely left behind.
Faith, come on!
We were climbing this like really icy hill. We got to a point where the sledge is vertical and the dogs are up and everything. We had to try and push. I slipped on the ice and I fell backwards. I was trying to hold on to something and I ended up pulling Matt down, which is quite funny.
Quickly, you two!
Lewis was involved in a more serious incident.
You guys ready for the big one? Yeah! Alright, here we go, here we go!
We was going down some big hill with the Huskies. What happened was that our sledge overtook the Huskies, and because the Huskies are all attached with ropes, they completely like got choked and were getting dragged along. And one of them were like right behind the sledge and had its paw underneath the sledge and was just yelping. And I felt really bad for them, really.
Easy, guys.
They're all fine, so it's good.
Today has been the coldest of any day. It's meant to be -20, which just doesn't, to us doesn't sound too bad, but it has been a windy day, and that takes it up to about -40 when the wind hits you, and man, it is cold. And now we're all back in base camp, and we're all still absolutely freezing. We just can't get enough layers on.
I don't want to go to the toilet because it's too cold. And I've been thinking about humming and hawing, oh, do I go, do I not go? But oh, it's just so cold. The temperature just suddenly dropped. I don't know when, but suddenly you think it's cold, it's freezing, and no matter what I put on, I'm still absolutely cold. I'm so, and I think the cold makes you want to go to the toilet more. I don't know how that works out, but it does.
I've just had to go to the toilet in that and exposed my skin in -40, which is horrible. So that is just, oh, it's really, I hate it.
So let me put my foot in.
Do you want to? Adam!
Freezing.
Adam!
Oh man!
Oh, that is so warm.
I'm now the official foot warmer because I don't actually mind it. I thought cold feet, ugh, but it isn't actually that bad. I mean, Lewis's feet, when I warmed them up, they were freezing, absolutely freezing. And I was like, oh yeah, this is fun, because you don't realise how cold it is until it goes on you. You don't realise how hot you are until the cold feet go on you. So, yeah. I have a very hot stomach.
Nice and warm. My feet are freezing.
Some gossip.
On the romantic front, Lewis was getting increasingly frustrated.
I actually really am quite annoyed actually that what's happening with me and Emily, because I feel as if she hardly speaks to me. She doesn't show any signs that she likes me still, so I'm not too sure what's happening there. And I'm starting to like Courtney a bit.
Oh yes, Courtney and Lewis should be announcing their engagement pretty soon, I think.
I don't know if anything's happened yet, but little things have been going on, like putting his arm around her and things like that. So I don't know when that's going to take off, but it'll be a lot of fun when it does.
They were asked to put the stoves on, and there was just those two sat in the tent for a bit. And it didn't sound like there was much pumping of stoves going on or lighting of stoves. And then Jenny went in and they went, oh, hi Jenny. Oh. So we all think there's something going on.
I know when they watch this, they're both just going to be thinking, oh, Lewis, and they're probably going to start hating me, but I can't help my feelings.
Courtney is really getting on my nerves because 1 minute, as soon as I started to say that, no, I definitely don't like Lewis, and she was like, oh no, don't you? She was stirring between me and Lewis all the time, and then I went, no, right, that's it, I definitely don't like Lewis. As soon as I said that, she jumped in there with him.
This morning I thought for like an hour, and I thought, oh, do I fancy Lewis? But no, I know, no, I don't, we're just mates. I don't know what he thinks, but, you know, I really, really don't fancy him. Whatever people think.
I didn't realise how quickly he just would skip on to the next person, so that's just that I think that's proved to me that he wasn't the right sort of person that I'd like to go out with.
Not too sure actually what to do. I think the best thing is just to stay clear of girls.
Make sure your waist belts and your day sacks are done up, guys. Happy? Yeah. Right, let's do it. Let's have 100%.
For the next part of training, the dogs were left behind as the team headed into the wilderness, dragging all their supplies behind them.
Now, if you went to say to your school friends, guess what I did today? I pulled a sled round some ice for a couple of hours. They'd say you're crazy and they'd probably walk off. But doing it in a place like this, it's breathtaking and totally wicked.
I quite enjoyed pulling the sledges. I expected it to be quite tough, but it wasn't at all bad. So I was really pleased about that.
But it was even colder than the day before.
And today we had the coldest winds ever. It was because of the direction we were walking, we had the wind shield, which was -41, I think, today. Yeah, so that's the coldest yet, and we were all freezing. As you can see, look, I've got my goggles on, I've got my balaclava, I've got everything on, because we were freezing.
The aim was to pitch tents and spend the night camping out in the wild, just as they'll have to do every night during the expedition. But with the cold and a fierce icy wind, it was a very tough challenge.
We've had some of the worst weather yet, so we really thrown in the deep end to see what things would be like under bad conditions, and we did quite well. I think we all did really well.
By evening, the cold was really getting to people. Some could hardly think straight.
Freezing. I am totally freezing.
Hi. This is nice. This is my food. I'm really cold. Why can't I stop shivering? I don't know. Today, I can't feel my fingers. I cannot feel my fingers whatsoever. I just cannot feel my fingers. What else has happened today? Let's think. Oh, sorry, I'm going to eat this. I'm so hungry. I can bend it, but I can't feel it. This stings. That stings. Ow, 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 ow. I had so much to say and now I can't think of anything. this hand's always fine, but it's this hand. I don't know. Can't stop saying It's day 4. I have just been for my first poop. Can't wait till I get home to do a proper poo. Oh yeah, sorry. I remember now. I am absolutely freezing. How could I forget that? Well, not with my nose.
It had been an exhausting day for everyone.
I just want to go to bed and get warm.
I just can't wait to get back into my sleeping bag and be warm.
But the tents weren't exactly cosy.
Unlike all the other tents, I'm not joking, just to show you, we have no bottom, none, absolutely none. So we have to go to sleep. Well, obviously we've got mats like and sleeping bags and that, but the mats are like only just like through your body. So knowing me, I'll probably roll over because I do toss and turn in my sleep so much.
Overnight, the temperature dropped to -44, and most of the team had a dreadful time.
Good morning, girls. You okay? Your first night properly in the Arctic?
I didn't get no sleep last night. I had no sleep at all. I was tossing and turning at night again.
This morning was just absolutely horrible. I woke up about 5 times last night. My feet were completely numb. I was completely cold in my sleeping bag.
I woke up in the middle of the night sweating. It's disgusting, disgusting, horrible. But it's awful. It's awful because we've got these padded woolly clothes on and you're sweating like a pig. It's freezing, but you're sweating. It's an awful feeling. And so all your hair is dripping with sweat and grease. It's just disgusting. It's really revolting. That's what I've got to wear today. I'm not kidding. I mean, I could chop the ice up with this thing. I could scrape it.
My feet was off my sleeping mat and were in the snow in the sleeping bag. So when I woke up, there were just like bricks, and I had to get out of my sleeping bag as quick as possible and go running. And I was up all by myself for about an hour before everyone else running about. It was absolutely horrible.
The team have just 3 days of training left before they head out on their main expedition. They'll need to acclimatise fast if they're to survive for 2 weeks in some of the most extreme conditions on Earth.
Sleeping in the igloos last night was a lot of fun.
He's annoying everyone.
I don't care if anyone shouts at me saying I'm lazy because I know I am.
People at home are going to watch this and think that, oh, they're really, really ungrateful and everything. It's so difficult.